what's inside of it. Whoa, that's got to be a good one. Welcome to the channel. My name's Tom. I travel across the U.S. digging for artifacts. Today I'm in Bottineau County, North Dakota at the ghost town of Omemee. The town was founded in the late 1800s and prospered into the early 1900s. Slowly the town's residents moved away, and at present there's only a few abandoned buildings. Behind me was a bunch of residences. Some of them were big, from prominent citizens. I got permission to excavate the grounds in search of artifacts, so I'll take a walk around and see what's going on. It's hard to believe there were houses all along here. There was one roughly where that mound is, another near that tree. I guess there was another one by that other tree. There's a lot of ground to cover, but this site has some incredible potential. Here's all that's left of the brick house, mainly just a cellar hole and some stacks of bricks. Looks like some of them may have been salvaged. The area I'll be focusing on is just back here. There's actually a carriage shed of some sort. There is a lot of ground to cover. About 60 feet behind the house, I was gridding the area out. This is just in front of the old carriage shed's foundation. I felt some objects, maybe some glass, definitely some ashes, and some compaction differences. This is a good indicator of an early site. I'll get this thing opened up. We're in it. Looks like a cork-top bottle of some sort. This is definitely an oldie. Look at that. Some kind of a chemical bottle, I believe. Looks like it's a machine-made piece. Could have held hydrogen peroxide or some kind of pharmaceutical, I suppose. Oh wow, a lightning seal canning jar lid. This would have had a bale top, basically used for home canning. All kinds of eggshells and rusted cans. It's also finding some like chop house bones. No way, it's intact. Listerine, Lambert Pharmaceutical Company. That's a relic there. This is the same brand that's still in business today. It's a cork top piece, early machine made. If you look at these boards, we're in some kind of underground structure. Looks like a rectangular shape. We've got all kinds of pieces here. Whoa, look at that. This is an old telegraph insulator. Patented May 2nd, 1893. It's a Hemingway. That was a really popular brand back in the day. It's a really nice kind of standard aqua color. This pit seems to be just absolutely loaded. Huh. Oh, that's cool. It's a little perfume bottle. Yeah, it's got a tooled top. Could have been like a sample size or something. That's well over 100 years old. Look at that. Some kind of a little creamer of some sort. You know, I wonder. This is cut glass. Yeah, that is sharp. Looks like the spout broke way back when, so they discarded it. We're getting back to that embossed drugstore era. This is a prescription bottle. It's got a tooled top. You can see it's got the increments on the side. That started in about 1908. I'd put this thing at somewhere between 1908 and 1916. In a machine-made flat style flavoring extract bottle. I find these all over the place. These had like lemon extract, vanilla, even rose flavored. Looks like we're into a use layer of some sort. All right, a machine-made chemical bottle. It's got a strange pattern on the bottom. If you look at that, it's got that kind of ribbed design. This one's still got the cork in it. That's kind of cool. Well, the color is changing. That's a good sign. Got a few more pieces here. You know, this has got to be the original pit for the house. Look at that. This is a French square style prescription bottle. This thing dates back 120 or so years. Still has some medicine in it, it looks like. Oh yeah, we've got some ashes. Wow, look at that. Looks like an old crock of some sort. That's a wild glazing on it. That's a strange color. Oh yeah, this thing drops right in. There's all kinds of stuff down here. What do we have here? All right, an early machine-made prescription bottle. Looks like got an eye and a diamond. I think that's the mark of the Illinois Glass Company. I'd put this thing at about 1915. Now, what is this? This is a big piece. Oh, okay. It's a prescription bottle, a Victor style prescription bottle. These usually have the increments on the face of it. They'll sometimes confuse you thinking it's embossing at first from a local drugstore. And another machine-made prescription bottle made by the Illinois Glass Company. It's got the eye and a diamond on the bottom. Oh, maybe we'll get the entire crock. Oh wow, some kind of tooled top toiletry bottle. I don't see any markings on it. Could have been some kind of like skin moisturizer, maybe some kind of perfume bottle of some sort. I'm about 3 feet into this underground structure. There's all kinds of stuff here. Look at that. This hasn't seen the light of day in 100 years. It's an old dinner plate, some kind of semi-porcelain piece. It looks like a shoe polish bottle of some sort. I'm gonna guess Whitmore. Yep. This is one of the most popular companies of its day. It actually had an applicator brush attached to the cork. This one's gone. I'm finding all kinds of bricks, likely left over from the house. I've got a little prescription bottle. This was likely from a local drugstore, tooled cork top. Looks like the final corner of the pit here. There's all kinds of newspaper that's well preserved. I'm always amazed at how well the ground preserves things. You can still read this. It's probably from the early 1900s. And there's another little prescription bottle. I'd put this thing at about 1905. You can see I'm finding all these bricks. These are the same type of bricks the house is made out of. I was told there was a local brick factory, could be from that. Well, I found the bottom and the sides. I'm still kind of working my way across. I saw this kind of wild color. That is something else. This is a comb. This is way ahead of its time. Looks like some kind of a Bakelite piece. I don't know if it has any stamping on it, but look at that. I mean, that looks like something you'd see in modern day. Kind of bright pink color. That's unusual for the era. Here we go, an old porcelain lined mason jar lid. This would have just been on a canning jar back in the day. And some more bricks. I guess it makes sense since the house was made of bricks. A few ended up down in the pit. Kickapoo oil. Okay, this was patent medicine. They used to have traveling medicine shows. The Kickapoo Medicine Show would go around and sell these products. They had almost like a carnival type event. A little cologne or perfume bottle. You know, there's no embossing on this thing, but it's got like a really cool kind of swirl pattern in that centerpiece. It's a tooled top, circa 1905. And a shoe polish bottle. So there's no embossing on it. It's an early machine-made piece. I'd put this thing at about 1910. That's a wild pattern. That's a really ornate plate. Yeah, maybe we'll find all the pieces to that. That's beautiful. Alright, a tooled top Raleigh's. Looks like a patent medicine bottle. W.T. Raleigh Medicine Company. That's circa 1905. Well, this pit's done. Here's the haul. I concluded this was an outhouse pit used by the residents from about 1905 to about 1915. Finds were fairly typical of a residence during those times. Got a broken sewing machine oil bottle, flavoring extract, that Listerine, the pitcher, some chemical bottles, a good few prescription bottles. Most of them were prescriptions. Got a couple shoe polish, a comb, a lot of broken dinnerware, that crock, a telegraph insulator, some toiletries, sample malted milk. I actually pulled that up from the corner at the end when I was cleaning it out. Some patent medicines. All in all, it was a good excavation. Well, there you have it. We'll get this thing filled back in. Just over there was the brick house. I'm in what I believe is the neighboring yard now. The neighboring house is roughly where that mound is. It was likely buried, pushed up. And back here, just about even across with that other pit we dug, I pushed a probe rod through the ground. I hit some objects, some compaction differences, maybe some ashes, possibly some glass. I think we have another pit, so we'll get this thing opened up. We're in it. I see some embossing. There is so much stuff down in this thing. What do we have here? No way! That thing's intact. What do we have here? Del Mar has a company name on it, like a Flow Blue stamp there. You know, this thing's over 100 years old. This thing sat in the ground for probably 120 years. It's mint. Look at all this, just broken windows. This one's intact too. Dr. Kilmer's swamp root, kidney, liver, and bladder cure. The Great Specific. Binghamton, New York. Dr. Kilmer and Company. Look at that. It's got, I think, a picture of a kidney, like an embossed kidney on the side there. This thing's dates back to about 1905. It's a patent medicine. Now, I was looking at all this stuff. There's just piles of broken glass. No way! This pit is something else. This is a broken window. So one of the houses that stood here, this must have been the window to the front door. It's ornate. It's like an etched glass thing. I must have broke and they threw it down the pit here. They were finding broken canning jars and an amazing amount of glass. Oh wow, it's a food bottle, some kind of pickled goods. It's an early machine made. Now it's a wide mouth machine made piece, so this could date back closer to 1905. We're in it. This pit is absolutely loaded. There's all kinds of stuff down here. Some leather goods. Okay, that's a child's shoe. That's something. I find a lot of shoes down these things. It's amazing how well the ground preserves stuff. Oh, look at that. Okay, I'm fairly certain this family was well off. This is very ornate for its day. Another semi-porcelain piece. I think it's a transferware of some sort. A prescription bottle, circa 1905. We are in a great date range right now. Kinds of eggshells. You'll see the ground changed color. I think this might be an old outhouse pit. Broken Watkins medicine bottle from Winona, Minnesota. This dinnerware is something else. I'm gonna try to piece all this stuff back together. Oh, there we go. That's a 120-year-old whiskey bottle. It's a turn mold piece. Looks to date back to about 1905. Alright, so I noticed the soil changed color and there's all these specks in it. These are actually undigested seeds, indicating this is an old outhouse pit I'm digging in, which is great because there were all kinds of artifacts thrown down these things back in the day. Look at that! This is an old ice skate. That is something else. Looks like it's an adult-sized piece. I believe these strapped to their leather boots or shoes. There's so much glass in here. This is insane. I noticed there's a lot of broken stuff too. I found that child's shoe. Sometimes the kids were prone to breaking stuff, throwing it down the pit. All right, a machine-made preserve bottle. Would have had a paper label on the front, circa 1905. Oh, here we go. What do we have here? Wow, that's intact. A big old patent medicine bottle. Well, there's hope since some of the stuff is intact. Maybe the folks didn't break all of it. What do we have here? Another shoe and part of a spittoon, I believe. Look at that, a little figurine. It could be biscuit porcelain. That's a classic. Looks like the lady has a bonnet on. Definitely a sign of the times. Well, I found the bottom, and there is all kinds of stuff left in here though. I'll just start, let's see. Mrs. Stewart's Bluing, Minneapolis. That's a classic. They actually started in Faribault, Minnesota, and then moved to Minneapolis, I think sometime in the 1890s. I'm amazed at all the broken stuff in here. Definitely likely the children living here has something to do with it, as I said earlier. This is a really nice color. That's a really nice green. It's an applied top turn mold wine bottle. Dates back to the turn of the century. Oh wow, that's really something. It looks like a candy dish lid. You can see it's got a kind of etched pattern into it there. That's beautiful. All kinds of stuff in this corner. More of that flow blue. Might be like a chamber pot lid. Could also be for a dinner set of some sort. Okay, I mentioned kids breaking stuff. I'd heard stories of pits where everything's broken and they find rocks in it. Kids could have been throwing rocks and stuff down to break stuff down in the pit. You can see it looks like the rock landed on this right here. Huh. Oh, look at all this. So, wow. Look at all these horseshoes. Some old iron horseshoes. That is classic. Yeah, they likely had a carriage shed back here. Looks like I have 4 of them. Wow. That's a really nice color. Some ornate glassware. Yeah, the family was definitely well off. Whoa. Okay, we got some markings on the bottom. Patented January 11th, 1898. It's got some kind of a monogram. I'm not sure what that stands for. Looks like could have had some kind of glass lid on it. That's a tooled top piece. Huh. Another condiment container. Could have been some kind of relish, maybe an H.J. Heinz product. Another rock. Huh. Oh hey. Might be the other half to that plate. That's a really nice pattern. And another rock. I'll have to clean this pit out. This could be good. Saw some embossing on it. What is this? Winona, Minnesota. Once a week. I don't know what. That says the embossing is really faint. It looks like some kind of shoe polish bottle though. That's unusual. I still haven't found the end over here. There's all kinds of stuff in here though. Huh. More broken bottles. What do we have here? I think it's a burner for a lamp of some sort. The insert's brass, I believe. And another rock. Oh, looks like a couple bottles down here. Another pickle bottle. This one's early machine made. Huh. Looks like these pickle bottles held up better than the others, that's for sure. Those kids broke everything. Except the pickle bottles. Another machine-made pickle bottle. It's kind of a strange shape. No embossing. Some kind of Vaseline jar, I believe. Another early machine-made piece. Cleaning out the final corners. This one's right on bottom. If this is the earliest pit, I'd say the house was built circa 1900. It's a prescription bottle. I got this crock, no advertising on it fortunately, and another pickle bottle inside. Patented January 11th, 1898. It's a tooled top piece. Too bad the label wasn't there. It's probably ornate like the bottle. These pickle bottles. That's something else. If I ever build a house out of bottles, it'll definitely be pickle bottles. Early machine-made piece. And another pickle bottle. And another one of these 1898 patent things. They are good looking pieces. Pit's done. Here's the haul. I concluded this feature was an outhouse pit used by the residents circa 1905. Most notably was the broken glass and the rocks, indicating children living here threw the rocks down to break the bottles. Also got a bunch of broken dishes, that lamp burner, all these pickle bottles, some horseshoes, a bluing, prescriptions, a shoe polish, whiskey, a wine, broken beer. Got those leather shoes and the ice skate, a figurine, and some patent medicines. Well, there you have it. We'll get this thing filled back in. I'm now in a neighboring yard to those other pits. Right up by that tree was another house. I gridded out this area, noticed this sunken spot. You'll see I cleared some grass back. I pushed a probe rod through and felt what I believe is glass and some ashes. I think we've got another pit. We're down about 1.5 feet. Been hitting all kinds of broken glass, mainly broken windows. Surprisingly, looks like some kind of bottle here. All right, look at that. That's an old prescription bottle from a drugstore. I'd say this thing's about 115 years old. That's really something. There's just stacks of windows down here. That's something else. Just wonder if there was maybe a storm or something happened where the windows broke out in the house, but oh, look at that. Some kind of a toiletry bottle maybe? Patented June 29th, 1897, number 27261. That's really something. It's a turn of the century piece. There's a partial label, but it looks too far gone to read. We're definitely on the right track though. I've never seen anything like this. These are all broken windows. Look at that, it's just layers. Probably a foot of broken glass. Could have been, as I mentioned, a storm, or maybe they were doing some work to a house or a building on the property, and a stack of windows blew over or fell off scaffolding. Look at that. Oh, there's the end. There's a solid use layer, so we've got a ways to go. Got a solid use layer here. Look at that. That is an original Listerine bottle from the Lambert Pharmacal Company. That's a tooled top piece, circa 1905. Looks like some dinnerware here. Oh wow, look at that. Sometimes these have stamping. Lebeau porcelain, possibly. Looks like another turn of the century piece. Got a beautiful floral pattern. It must have broken here, you can see, so they discarded it. Now if you look here, you'll see all these specks. It's more undigested seeds, definitely in another outhouse pit. That's a big plate. That same pattern, yeah, Lebeau porcelain of some sort. That's a really big dinner plate. Wow. Huh. There we go, a Rex Oval style prescription bottle. I believe these were sold by the Aubert Nestor Glass Company. It's circa 1905. It's actually got some nice coloring to it. It may have been exposed to the sun before it was discarded. All right, Whitmore, Boston, USA. That is a really pretty color. That's a really nice shoe polish bottle. And on this back side, it's actually part of a label. It just says Whitmore on it. Another circa 1905 piece. This was a well-used pit. You can see this use layer is thick. Got some kind of a toiletry bottle. GP Co. New York on bottom. Could have held some kind of perfume or maybe skin moisturizing oil, something along those lines. Looks like some kind of milk bottle. Oh wow, what's this? To be washed and returned. But there's no company on it. That's unusual. That's an older one. I think it's a tooled top. Could have been from a local dairy. And a little Rex Oval style prescription bottle. It's a little like half-ounce size, I think. Huh. Another prescription bottle. No glass company marks on this one. Still has some slight contents in there, it looks like. That's a good looking food bottle. Huh. It's like octagonal or something. Tooled top. You know what? That's early machine made. Yeah, it's got the machine mark on it. Circa 1905. another Rex Oval style prescription bottle. It looks like a snuff jar, and I actually see a bottle inside of this thing. It's wedged against another piece here though. Let's see. Listerine, Lambert Pharmaceutical Company. That's a big one. It's a tooled top piece. Look at all these layers. This was a well-used pit. Broken Dr. King's new discovery for consumption. That was a popular patent medicine. I know tuberculosis. That's what consumption is. It was running rampant during those times. I find these all over the place in pits from this era. All right. What's inside of it? Whoa. Dr. Cook's powdered flavoring extracts, Winona, Minnesota. That's got to be a good one. I've never seen one of these things before. I didn't even know Dr. Cook was out of Winona. It's a tooled top. Now this snuff jar, sometimes these are marked on the bottom. A lot of them are Wayman's snuff from the Wayman's. Yeah, there it is. Wayman's snuff. You can see right on the bottom. Yeah, it was a popular product during its day. This is a zinc glazed piece. Oh wow, it's got a really nice floral pattern to it. What do we have here? Knowles China Company. Ethan M. Knowles. It's vitreous porcelain. You can see the stamp on the bottom there. It's got that classic turn of the century floral pattern to it. Broken lamp chimney. And a clear Whitmore shoe polish bottle. Boston, USA. Looks like this one still has the applicator inside. I just crumbled. I'm cleaning out the final corner. Looks like maybe a whiskey bottle of some sort here. Let's see. Hainer Distillery. Dayton, St. Louis, Atlanta, St. Paul. Wow, that's something. It was a mail order whiskey. So North Dakota was a dry state at the time. Folks would order this in by mail legally and consume it. Sometimes saloons would charge an admission into the place, and then they'd give the alcohol away so no laws were broken. There's a really nice green colored piece down here. What do we have? Wow, that's a really nice color. Look at that. That's really something. It's a wine bottle. This will clean up great. this pit's done. Here's the haul. I concluded it was an outhouse pit used by the residents circa 1905. Got a good variety of pieces here. Some mason jar lids, that snuff jar, a bunch of broken dinnerware, Listerine bottles, prescription bottles, that whiskey and the green wine, a food bottle, shoe polish, some patent medicines, flavoring extract, toiletries. Well, there you have it. We'll get this thing filled back in.